What's up, zoners? This is Tyler, Big Turd Ward, and Jason, the lucky bastard. Youth coming at you live from the West Coast. And this is the Fantasy Red Zone, man. Today, we've got questions on who to start, who to sit. Vegas has the answers, man. So I've got 4 people. Jason's got 4 people. Man, one of the people I wanted to talk about, Jason, was Dawson Knox. But I think it's because Dalton Kincaid is still limited at practice or whatever. They are going against Cincinnati, man. And like the number 1 tight end for a team going against Cincinnati has been like a top 3 fantasy tight end every single week for like the last 10 weeks. So, hey, if Kincaid sits out, I wanted to do Dawson Knox here. But anyways, that's the kind of information that we're going to be talking about today. But before we get into all that, I got news. So like 5 things that just happened pretty much. And Jason, please tell the public how they can help the show because we need it, obviously. Look at me talking and talking and talking.
Yeah, if you guys would go ahead and smash a like. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to us. It pushes out. We appreciate everything. We're also on the radio, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. Send us a follow on that. Please, we also got a Patreon and a thank you button in all of our videos. If you're feeling friendly, back to you, Tyler.
Oh, I can't tell if I'm hot or if I'm cold, man. Anyways.
Katy Perry.
Oh, man, my ears feel so good when they hit open air. It's amazing. Let's see. Jaden Daniels, Jason, this is the news. He is practicing fully today. I think you're going to cover a player that this might impact a lot. But I think Jaden Daniels is going to be one of my early targets, unless he just goes off for the last 3 weeks or 4 weeks of the year. I'm going to try to target him next year because I think people are forgetting how good he was his rookie year. People are just like, man, Drake May is the generational talent from this class. He is. I mean, I get it, dude, but Jaden Daniels was insane last year. He's been injured all year long. So that's what I was thinking about when I was writing this down. I was like, damn, dude, I wish he didn't play for the rest of the year so I could draft him really late next year.
Yeah. So the play that I'm going to talk about then would get a bump, I would think, if Jane Daniels does play, which is crazy because I didn't think he was going to be coming back or this soon, at least, with that Lego arm of his.
That shit was crazy, man.
It was, dude.
If it happened to me, I would just be like, I retire after the game, you know?
Press conference, right when you leave the locker room.
Good night, sweet prince. And then I would walk out. Lamar not practicing. I told you, man, it sucked because I was just like going all over the stats against Pittsburgh and how it's a low scoring game and how he's been bad against Pittsburgh for like 8 games in a row or something like that. I wanted to be proven right, but now he's going to be injured, dude. So this is going to affect one of the players I'm going to talk about. That's why I'm going to talk about him. But it just sucks. I want to see a healthy Lamar as well. I bet you he would still go high next year, but he will definitely go not in the 3rd or 4th round.
What is he injured with? Do you know?
This is ankle, some lower body thing.
He doesn't even run anymore. He doesn't need his ankle.
Dude, Baker Mayfield's running more than this fool. You should see how much Baker Mayfield's been running over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. Running for his life.
Then, this is another one. This was a huge one. This is why I wanted to go Kamani Vidal. And Jason, you were trying to do a Marion Hampton. Jalen Carter is out for Monday's game. According to John Daigle, I don't know the fuck. In previous games, Carter has missed. Javonte Williams put up 64 yards and 2 touchdowns, and then Cam Scatabo put up 110 yards and 3 touchdowns. So Jalen Carter is out, and you got to take advantage. So if Kamani Vidal, man, is by himself, I'm literally starting him probably anyways. But it should be a big week for Chargers running backs.
Yeah, look at my little sign here. Oh, Marion, we're out thou. I hope this guy plays this week. After what we saw with the Bears did to the Eagles, yeah, I'm pretty excited to play him. Hopefully, he's full go.
I like that, Jason. That was a good one. Too bad that didn't work out for you. Today, I was just trying to think of all my questions at the very last. The Marion.
Yeah.
Like, I did all the stats, and then I was like, I'll just take the questions later. And it's like, oh, dude, the questions are like the hardest part. What am I doing here, man? The stats are the easy part.
They are.
I need to be thinking about it longer. All right, I'm going to share the questions. Let's get into the start and sit. Vegas is going to help us with try to expect what we can, guess or put a value on what we can expect from these players, man. As far as fantasy points goes, Jason, Adonai Mitchell, you talked about him in I can't remember what episode that was. I talked about him on the waiver wire show or something else because the shit's crazy, dude. How much he is being targeted. So is Adonai Mitchell versus Jacksonville worth a flex or a breakup text? And this made me think of when, texting was new. Jason, was a brand new thing. I didn't know anything about it. It was New Year's Eve. I was dating a girl that I wanted to break up with, and what did I do? I texted her on New Year's Eve that I want to break up.
You spent that 10 cents a text just to break up with somebody on New Year's Eve.
My dad's like, you got to stop texting, Tyler. I'm like, I had to break up with that girl. I still feel terrible about that. I apologize. I'm sure you're never going to see this, but anyways.
She never left the house, right? If I remember, she never left the house.
Hey, man, there's a lot. I'm sure I was a little shit back then too, so whatever. The over and under for receptions is 3.5. He had the last 3 games since he got with the Jets. It's not been great for receptions wise, except for the last game, because he's been getting targeted. So 1 reception on 6 targets, 2 receptions on 7 targets, and then the last game 8 receptions on 12 targets. He finally broke through, like with the over 50% catch rate, which is just super low anyways. So the over and under for receptions, Jason, is at 3.5. Say he gets 7 targets, which that should be his floor. If he has that 50% catch rate on that, that's 3.5. But I mean, that's not possible. I like the over on receptions versus Jacksonville. Over and under reception yards, Jason, at 47.5. He had 42 yards or fewer in the first 2 Jets games, and then that huge breakout game last week. But I love the targets. So I would take the over on the targets. I would take the over on the receptions. Over and under longest reception, Jason, at 19.5. The receptions of 26 yards or more in 2 of the 3 Jets games. So I'm actually liking the over on all this. This is no surprise. Adonai Mitchell is still undervalued. I would continue betting on him until, I mean, there's not much of the year left, but it's 3 weeks as a trend, Jason, with like 6+ targets. And it's not only that, it's his target share. It's like 36%. It's like almost top of the league over since he joined the Jets. Anytime touchdown plus 225, that is a 30.7% chance. He had his first reception touchdown last week, and he's tied for 9th with the, oh my God, he's tied with the 9th most red zone targets since the trade with the Jets with 4. So he's getting more than 1 red zone target a week, which I like. So 30% chance. I wouldn't mess with the touchdown total. I love the longest reception, the over on that, the over on reception yards, and the over on receptions. I would take the over on receptions the most. And then he was also on my best and worst cornerback matchups. He has the best cornerback matchup out of anybody for the Jets. So the targets will be there. Over and under game point total at 47.5. So that's great. With the Jets, dude, I did not think the Jets would have any point score total over like 42 for the rest of the year. So Vegas thinks it's going to be actually kind of a high scoring game, and it's going to be close to. Jacksonville's only getting 1.5 points. So Vegas thinks it's going to be kind of a high scoring game. It's going to be a close game, maybe even a shootout, dude, with this target share. So let's see. Over and under on receptions, though. Let's just say it's 4 because I'm taking the over. That's 4 points. Let's just say you get 5 points. So like the floor is 9 points, right? And then you get the 30% chance for a touchdown. So I am like a flex option, man. This is amazing. I would not put him as my wide receiver 2. But if you can get Adonai Mitchell as your flex with the 9-point floor, touchdown upside, you're looking at, 15 fantasy points just on that with a chance to be over 20 plus. I think he had 28 last week, dude. So I like Adonai Mitchell more than Vegas does, but Vegas still has him as a flex option, Jason. So Adonai Mitchell is worth a flex and not a breakup text.
Yeah, this is all, divisional game. They are home too, right? And I think they are home. And the cornerback that was covering Devon Bailey?
Oh, Veal.
The Veal? Dude, that dude scored 23 points last week against his cornerback.
The real Veal.
So he had 8 receptions, 8 targets, 93 yards, and 1 touchdown. Now he's going up against Adonai Mitchell, who's just like getting all the opportunities in the world. That's part of the reason why I had him for like rest of the year start, because
oh God,
I don't see how much.
Did I look at the wrong thing, Jason?
With what? What are you looking at?
Oh my God.
What happened?
I did about Donnie Mitchell as like he's playing the Indianapolis, like he's on the Colts. He's actually going against.
I was like, I didn't catch that. Yeah, it's the Jets versus the Dolphins. That's that's all right though. Jets versus the Dolphins. You just got 3 letters wrong. That's all that was. Turn that JAX into a FIN.
I wish this was the last one so we could just cut it out, Jason. Oh My God. Well, everything I just told you sucks because I'm like, dude, look at the over under. I'm like, it's at 41.5. That's not good. So yeah, dog. He does have a great matchup though. I do know that. It's like Razul something. Jones, I can't remember. Razul, whatever it is. He's got a great matchup. I still like everything over. Just don't pay attention to the over and under on the Indianapolis.
It's over and under for the Colts and the Jacksonville.
Yeah, I was like, dude, 47.5 for the Jets. I didn't think I never thought I would see that. Well, yeah, because I was wrong. So my bad. Jason, let's stop talking about this. Next up. What's the deal, Jason, with Devin Neal?
Simple, right? But we get it. Rushing yards over expected, 40.5. Rushing attempts over expected. Oh my God. Rushing yards over and under, 40.5. Rush attempts over and under is 11.5. Longest rush is 10. So just from the rushing yards, Vegas is saying he's at least going to get 4 points from that. His receptions is 2.5. You get 2 points from that. Reception yards over and under 17.5 equals 1 point. Anytime touchdown score, this is the one that I was looking at because I thought it was going to be lower than this, plus 310. If he gets out, that's 6 points, but Vegas thinks it's not going to happen. So let's just say the touchdown doesn't happen. This guy's going to get, according to Vegas, 7 points without the touchdown. So this game's over and under. They're not expecting a lot of points to be scored in this. 41.5 with the Saints at a plus 8.5. So the deal is, according to Vegas, we might want to bench this guy this week and not have him in our starting lineup, which is kind of crazy to say. But if you think about like Taysom Hill was involved last week in that Dolphins game. So it's like, and then when you get to the goal line, who do you think it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be Neal or do you think it's going to be Heel? Neal or Heel?
Did you talk about the receptions allowed to running backs?
Oh, from the Buccaneers?
Yeah.
I can find that real quick.
Running backs, here we go.
57. 57 receptions to running backs.
Yeah, that looks like it's in the middle, right?
Yeah.
49ers are allowing the most. I'm on StatMuse, though, so... All right, so they do allow, it's like they allow an average amount of receptions to running backs. So, because Devin Neal, dude, he had 7 targets for 43 yards, 5 receptions. He only had 3 targets, but like, Tampa Bay, you can pass the ball on, and he's doing this against Carolina, Atlanta. They've had a tough gauntlet, man, of like passing defenses they've had to go to. So, because I was like, I was thinking, if you're in full PPR, I actually do like Devin Neal. But that then you look at the teams that he's catching a lot of passes against there with really good secondaries, and now you're going against Tampa Bay, who you can throw the shit ton of ball. Yeah, so he actually had Jason three targets and 3 receptions a month and a half ago against Tampa Bay. So I think the only way he's not gonna do it on the ground, but if he goes off, it's gonna be like 7 or 8 targets and like 5 receptions.
So the over on the receptions is like you got to take them.
Yeah, what is the over on the reception? Let's see.
2.5.
Oh, dude. Give it to me, Jason. But the risk that you're taking. But again, they just went against the Saints and he had 3 with Alvin Kamara starting. So yeah, I actually really like that bet. So far, that'd be my favorite bet, is taking the over on the receptions from Devin Neal. Huh. Just thinking about that right now. Reception yards is over and over 17.5, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're looking at he's probably had like 3 games where he's getting decent amount of touches. Yeah, I would take the over on everything receiving. But the receptions, man, I think that's easy money. All right, next up. Also, what was that? Adonai Mitchell? Remember I talked about him having a great matchup?
Mm-hmm.
He's going against Razul Douglas, and also scheme-wise, he's much better versus man than zone, and Miami plays the 12th most man. So look for Adonai Mitchell to hit the overs on what I was saying. I know I said it was against Jacksonville. I apologize. I fucked up bad. For a second there, I saw him. I don't know. I don't know why I thought he played for Indianapolis, but yeah, whatever, dude. I messed up. All right. Jason, can I even start Baker, or will he send me to my maker after he sucks again versus New Orleans? Jason, it is insane how bad Baker Mayfield has been over the past 6 weeks, dude. Like, look at his passing yards. He's like fucking Bryce Young. It is crazy. Over and under pass attempts, Jason's at 30.5. He's had 28 or fewer pass attempts in 5 of the last 7. Over and under passing yards is at 217.5. He's only surpassed that, Jason, in 1 of the last 5 games. He only had 152 passing yards versus New Orleans in week 9. New Orleans is allowing the second fewest passing yards over the last 3 games at 139. So everything is lining up for him to hit the under on pass attempts and passing yards. The over and under for passing touchdowns at 1.5. This fool has 1 or fewer passing touchdowns in 5 of the last 6 games. So he's only throwing 1 touchdown a game, pretty much. He has a game with 0 touchdowns. I can't remember what that was, if that was New Orleans. I think that was. His rushing yards, this is what got my attention. I was like, holy shit, man, Baker Mayfield's insane right now. Is that over and under is at 13.5. 4+ rushing attempts and 19+ rushing yards in each of the last 3 games, dude. And with the way that New Orleans is playing against the pass, I would take the over on this, even though his arm is, whatever. Maybe we'll get a cortisol shot. I don't know how bad messed up his shoulder is still. Over and under game point total, Jason's at 41.5. Terrible. New Orleans is getting 8.5 points. So the first time that they went against the Saints and Baker Mayfield didn't score any fantasy points, it was a blowout, right? And the running backs got a ton of points. Well, Vegas thinks it's going to be a blowout again, man. 8.5 points is a ton in the NFL. So, yeah. So they're looking at, maybe 8 points from yards, maybe a touchdown. So you're looking, well, then maybe if you're lucky, you get 2 points from running. So that's 10 points. And then maybe 14 points from 1 touchdown. So you're looking at, he scored 15 or fewer points in a ton of games right now. And that's what you're going to look at right now. So if you have a better option, I would look at starting them over Baker Mayfield, especially, a blowout, Saints are stopping the pass, and they already played each other, and he was terrible. So there's 3 or 4 things lining up for Baker Mayfield to probably be a sit for me, and Vegas as well.
I was looking at his week 12 where he only threw the ball 41 yards, but that's the game he left early, right? Because of his shoulder?
Yeah. Because I was trying to think, I was like, what game was it? Yeah, week 12. That's what it was.
Yeah, against the Rams. Because I was like 41 passing. I know they got stomped that game, but there's a lot of injuries that's happening this week or this year for the Buccaneers. One of the things I wanted to look at was Mike Evans' 21-day window to return was opened on Monday. I wonder how close he is to returning.
Okay. Yeah. He said that he's looking great, but they didn't think he was going to play this week. But he's got Chris Godwin back, but he had Chris Godwin back last week. He got more targets than I thought. So just not good, man. He's dealing with an injury. New Orleans Saints is playing good. They can't stop the run, but they're playing a great pass defense. I don't like it. All right, dude. This is one of your better ones in a long time, Jason. Will Michael Wilson be a hero without Marvin Harrison? Or will he bomb like terrorism? Hopefully YouTube lets that slide. But who cares, man? I already fucked this show up anyways.
We're not getting monetized. There's a bit of red flag. Red flag.
Monetized. It's 30 cents that we're never going to see.
Yeah, government.
Yeah, paid $1 an
hour. Speaking of that, the reason why I wanted to do this is because, Michael Wilson was killing it without Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison came back. And then I believe he left again with a heel injury. And he's been limited all week in practice. So I was like, can he return to glory? Well, his receptions over and under are 4.5 for 4 points. Don't really like that. Reception yards over and under 49.5 for another 4 points. I don't like that. Anytime touchdown score plus 220. Not a fan of that either, really. And so if we just take away the touchdown, he's only going to get, they're saying he's going to get 8 points this week. The game's over and under is 47.5. So they're expecting points to be scored by, I'm guessing, not by Michael Wilson. And the Cardinals are at plus 8.5 for the game. I have a feeling if it's Brissett as quarterback and Harrison isn't playing, that you would just take the over on all of these. Because when it's just them two, they've been killing it.
Because Harrison came back last week, right?
Yeah.
And he still got
back
7
last
targets.
week. Yeah, I think he scored like 12 points before he left the game. And Wilson only had 6 points for the whole game.
Yeah. But he had 7 targets, which is huge. And it was versus Tampa Bay. And they've got Jamil Dean, who covers one side and plays really well. But other than that, their secondary sucks. And then he had 15 targets, 18 targets in the games without Harrison with 185, 118 yards.
Yeah. Crazy.
So, yeah. And who are they going against this week?
The Saints. And they are expecting a lot of points to be scored.
Oh. No, they're not going against the Saints, dog.
Oh, wait. Shoot, sorry. The Rams, right? No, oh, my gosh. 1 second. I just had this up. We're going to have to do some, edit. Is it Seattle?
I almost fell asleep at noon today. That's my problem.
One second.
I was going to say, just go to the schedule. Arizona's playing Los Angeles Rams, and they're at home.
Yeah. So they're expecting a lot of points to be scored against the Rams.
Yeah.
47.5, and the Cardinals are plus 8.5.
This is the first time they're playing this year, so they got 2 games against the Ram here pretty soon. And at the end of the year. Okay. So yeah, assuming Michael, I'm surprised they even had this listed, Jason, with uncertainty around Marvin Harrison Jr. So if you want to risk the dice or roll the dice, man, and just assume Marvin Harrison Jr. is not playing, I would bet the over on all these, no problem. Especially receptions because of his target share is so crazy. And then versus the Rams, I'm just thinking let's see. I am interested to see passing yards allowed, NFL, and then I just want to see what the Rams are doing real quick over the last 3 games. Chargers are insane right now. Let's see. New Orleans, man, number 1. Minnesota's allowing the fewest, but we're looking for the LA Rams. Dude, they're still doing well. They're in the top third of the league, maybe the 10th fewest, only 200 or 181 passing yards a game over the last 3, only 207 a game over the season. So I like the receptions over the yards, Jason. That's probably my strongest bet there.
Yeah, they just lost to the Panthers, the Rams, and it wasn't because of the passing game. They just were able to run on it.
All right, Jason. Next up, let's see. I told you to start this guy. I keep on starting him. Is Kyle Monangai going to fry or comply with my needs of winning my fantasy football matchup versus Green Bay? Limited in practice. He's questionable. That's the only problem here. But if he plays, dude, I've got no problem rolling him out. But that's just me. I want to see what Vegas thinks. So I'm because I'm going to start him. I've got a couple of shitty options on my Dynasty League. But I've been getting lucky with Monangai. He's got touchdowns in 4 straight games. So I kind of want to roll him out there regardless. The over and under rushing attempts, Jason, is not listed, which is pissing me off because they had everything else listed. I'm like, dude, what the hell are we doing here, man? Probably because he's questionable. That's the only reason why. But Green Bay's allowing the 9th most rushing attempts per game over the last 3 games at 29.3, and Chicago is averaging the most rushing attempts at 37.0 over the last 3, which leads the NFL. So Green Bay, you can run on them, especially with that pass rush and the way that you neutralize Micah Parsons run right at him. So the 9th most rushing attempts are allowing, and so that's lining up great for Monangai. He should get a ton of work. He's getting a 50% running back rush share, and you're looking at 37. So maybe 14 carries, 13 carries. I bet you the over and under if he does play is going to be 12.5. So I wouldn't mind taking the over there, but over and under rushing yards, 47.5. He has 48 plus rushing yards in 4 of the last 7, and Green Bay is allowing the 15th most over the last 3 at only 118. So they are average versus the run. But just look at what they did to Philadelphia last week, Chicago. And then anytime touchdown, Jason, 33.3% chance. I would take this. I like this a lot because of the rushing TDs in each of the last 4 games, and all of those came within the 10-yard line, which was tied most in the league during that span. So when it comes to running backs on the goal line-ish and their opportunity, Monangai is tied for the league over the last 3 games. He is a rookie, drafted by Ben Johnson. So usually they get hot at the end of the year. I like the anytime touchdown at plus 200. I would take that bet and try to make some money. Over and under for the game point total is at 44.5. Chicago's getting 6.5. So that is the thing here. Monangai the game needs to be kind of close, relatively close, for Monangai to get a lot of attempts, mostly. Otherwise, Swift could just be getting a lot of receptions. But yeah, anyways, Jason, they think that he's going to get, I don't know, 4 points from yards. Maybe like it's probably only the over and under for receptions is like 1.5 because he's lucky if he gets one reception. So he might get 5 points without a touchdown. But to me, he's almost guaranteed a touchdown. So you're looking at 11 fantasy points on your flex with some rushing upside. He's got like 100-yard games in like 2 of the last 5 or 2 of the last 4 against tough defenses. So I am still starting Monangai, Jason, as my flex, but his floor is low. Vegas thinks that he is like a borderline flex, probably leave it on your bench. I think Vegas is kind of telling you to sit Monangai, but I'm still starting him.
Yeah, this is going to help out too. So for one, the Bears, their offensive line has one of the best yards before contact in the league. And then Green Bay is the NFL's largest run funnel defense since week 10 with a minus 15.6 passer rate over expected against.
Okay.
So when offenses are supposed to be passing the ball on a passing down, they're still running it against the Packers. And now you got 2 running backs for the Bears who have that offensive line that's just great in the running game. And he's already on a hot streak. 4 touchdowns in the last 4 games, he said. And it's I think it's going to be another good matchup for him and Swift if they could keep it close.
Yeah, so I just think I remember looking at I almost had to put Monangai on my waiver wire list. He was only like 55% owned still. And the starting rate was like 20% or something like that. I was like, man, people are not starting Monangai even with good matchups. I mean, it was against Philadelphia and I started him and I got 100 yards and a touchdown. That was unexpected. So just have more faith in Monangai, but again, Vegas does not.
So on my show, I said to start Monangai and Swift against the Eagles because that matchup with the trenches was just, it was too good.
Too good.
It was too good.
It is too good to pass up. All right, Jason. Next up. Do fantasy points keep pouring for Terry McLauren?
Yeah.
That's good.
That's what we were talking about earlier, that this guy could get a bump if Jaden Daniels plays. His receptions over and under is 3.5. When I saw this, I was like, okay, so I bet they are predicting that Daniels is not going to play this week. Reception yards over and under is 47.5, so that's 4 points. Anytime touchdown score, plus 220, that's the same as Michael Wilson. So
it's like a 30% chance, yeah.
They're saying 7 points without a touchdown. And like I said, I believe they're doing this with Marcus Mariota's playing. We just saw, hold on. And then the game's over and under is at 42.5 with the Commanders at a plus 1.5. We just saw the Vikings, in that crazy game, but they did shut out JSN. He only had, a few receptions that game? It was like worst game of the year.
Minnesota's allowing the fewest receiving yards over the last 3 games, dude. So it's like them and the Saints. It's like 137 or some shit.
So that could be also in play here why they have this guy so low.
138.7, the fewest. For the season, it's only 178. So Brian Flores, last year, they would stop the run and give up all the pass. And the summer he was like, I got to figure out the pass, But then now you could run the ball. So I think they're giving up the most rushing attempts and the most rushing yards over the last 3 games. It's a lot of game script too, though, Jason, because people are just going up, getting up. Their defense is scoring against Minnesota. Their offense doesn't even need to score.
Their offense can't score or stay on the field.
Jeez. Terry McLaurin, though, dude, 14 targets, touchdowns in each of his last 2 games played. With Jaden Daniels, I think he had 9 targets in week 2 versus Green Bay. So I like when Jaden Daniels, dude, Marcus Mariota targeted him 14 times, man.
And that's with, Patrick Surtain following him for most of the game.
Against Denver and then Kansas City. So against the 2 toughest pass defenses, he's got 2 touchdowns in a row. Man, That is surprising to me. Let's see. So
I do
reception,
know-
I like the over on receptions, don't you?
Yes, absolutely.
Receiving yards, that's easy for me. And then plus 220 on a touchdown. But yeah, dude, only 7 points. So they're saying Terry McLaurin is and I have him in our listener league. I drafted him decently high. Am I going to roll him out, Jason? Do I flex him?
I think if Daniels plays, you play McLaurin because we saw what they have like 13 touchdowns last year.
Yeah.
Daniels
Dude,
looks for this guy in the end zone.
It's like how many times has a wide receiver gotten 14 targets and you're not going to even, and Vegas thinks he's going to get, his floor is 7 points the next week,
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. So I would take the over on everything.
Alrighty.
That's that. Last one for me, Jason. And it's Derrick Henry, man, because I was just going through shit and I was like, I could not believe last game how Derrick Henry did so bad. And then also I did this after Lamar Jackson. I saw that he was injured. So, and also there was tweets from, I don't know if the offensive coordinator, whatever, man, after the last game, because he only had 10 rushing attempts. So they're going to come out and just try to feed him. They came out right after that game. We're like, oh, we're going to start giving Derrick Henry more and more opportunities, blah, 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 blah. So will Derrick Henry not be used like last week versus Cincinnati, or he can get 20 plus touches versus the Steelers? And I was going to change this question. I forgot. And fulfill his destiny. That doesn't even make sense. I was watching the Dial of Destiny and I was like, I just made some shit up. Over and under rushing attempts, Jason's at 18.5. Only 10 rushing attempts versus Cincinnati last week after having 18 plus in 6 of the last 7. And the important thing here is that Pittsburgh has given up the 7th most rushing attempts over the last 3 games at 32.7. So right now, all the offenses are attacking Pittsburgh on the ground. So I love the over after last game with that only 10 attempts. He's usually at 18 plus, like he's usually at 19 plus, 20 plus, almost every single week for like a month and a half. And then Pittsburgh gives up all those attempts, man. So I love that. I would take the over on the rushing attempts. Over and under rushing yards is at 82.5, which is a lot. 75 or fewer rushing yards in 3 of the last 4. But Vegas is looking at this. Pittsburgh has allowed the 4th most rushing yards over the last 3 games at 151. So that is, I don't like that as much as the rushing attempts, but I would take the over on that. The over and under rushing and reception yards is at 96. So we're looking at Vegas think he's going to get 9 yards from, 90 or 9 points just from yards, right? Just from yards. 19 plus receptions. Oh shit. Wait. Yeah. Oh yeah. 19 plus receiving yards in each of the last 3 games. So, I mean, you do the math right there. I mean, it's like what, 76 and then, or 77 plus 19 is that, or is more than 96.5. Or no, that would be 96.5. And they think he's going to get 82.5. So I like the over on that too. The over and under longest rush is at 18.5. And he's had his rushes of 19 plus in 5 of 12 games this season. So I don't like this. That's more of a coin flip for me. So I'd stay away from that. Anytime touchdown, negative 155. So greater than a 50% chance to score a touchdown. He has 4 touchdowns in the last 3 games with a touchdown in each. And he's number 2 in the NFL rushing attempts inside of the 10-yard line with 28 attempts. Jonathan Taylor has 30. So you're looking at 9 points for a floor. And that's in standard leagues. That's just from whatever. Say he gets a reception or 2. You're looking at maybe 10 or 11 points as a floor with almost a guaranteed touchdown. So yeah, he's going to be a smash this week. Over and under for game point totals only at 42.5. I do not like that. Pittsburgh getting 5.5 points. So Baltimore should be up by a decent amount most of this game, which would give Derrick Henry the opportunity for attempts to hit his over on attempts, yards, and get that touchdown. So I really like the over on attempts. I like the over on rushing and receiving yards. And that's all I would do.
So last year, I can't remember if it's like 80%. I think 80% of his rushing yards last year came when the Ravens had the lead. And that's not happening this year because the Ravens are actually 19th in game script, and Derrick Henry needs that game script, right? He's not the pass-catching running back, so he's not going to be in there most of the time trying to catch the ball out of the backfield, trying to get down the field and score. With this here, against the Pittsburgh Steelers, I feel like it's going to be more game script friendly for him, and I think he's going to definitely get back up to his, 20 attempts.
Hell yeah. All right, Jason. So Derrick Henry, expect him to bounce back from that Cincinnati game, which he should have been able to touch the ball a lot more. All right, man. Last question, Jason. It's coming from you. Do we get Elite Bo Nix, or does he poop a lamp like bricks? Was that like a brick from Anchorman?
Yeah.
Doesn't he love lamp? Does he poop out a lamp?
Is that what he said? Oh, he goes, I love lamp. Ah, damn it. I messed that one up. But he pooped a hammer. Was that what it was?
Let me check. I'm going to have to Google this.
I think he said, like, he pooped a hammer. I pooped a hammer once. And then
What?
I had to put the S to try to get some sort of a rhyme that went with Knicks.
Airman poop.
What was it said? Anchorman poop.
It does not poop anything specific on screen.
Oh my god, where did I get this from? I don't know. I don't know where I got this from. For some reason, I thought he was pooping lamp.
Mouth. Everybody's like, poop mouth. Oh, Brick Tamlin, I pooped a hammer.
Yeah, there we go. Well, that's why I meant to put it.
Yeah,
So.
all right, you did it.
Or does he poop a hammer like bricks? Or do we get the elite Bo Nix? So his passing attempts over and under is 3.5. Don't like that. Passing yards over and under is 218.5, so that's 8 points. Rushing attempts, I like the rushing attempts, and they're expecting him to get at least 3.5, so that's good. Rushing yards only 14 though. That'll be 1 point. Passing touchdown, a 1.5. Say if he gets that, that's 4 points. I think the last time he played the Raiders, I don't think he threw a touchdown at all, and they were home. Interception over and under is 0.5. Anytime touchdown score plus 380, so 13 points with 1 touchdown and no interceptions. So I think this guy's going to be pooping hammers, according to Vegas.
Dude. Yeah, and I mean, it's just he's hovering around like 11 to 17 points. 11 to 17 points. He's had some blow up weeks against, the Giants, against
teams.
Dallas,
Yep.
and against Cincinnati. And now he gets at Las Vegas, but again, Las Vegas, he scored 6 fantasy points, and that was like 3 weeks ago. And that was at home. So, divisional game, shit, man.
Yeah.
I have to start Bo Nix in Dynasty. Remember, we talked about this.
Yep.
And so what did Vegas think he was going to get? You say 15 points?
13 points with a touchdown and no interceptions.
Damn. Oh, I don't like it.
How many he has? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 interceptions on the year, it looks like.
And you know what's disappointing, man? Like, he started the year running the ball 8 times, 6 times. Now it's like 2, 3, 3, 1. He's got 16 yards, 8 yards, -2 yards, -1 yard, 0 rushing touchdowns for the last 5 weeks. So he needs that desperately, man. It's not. I mean, it just sucks.
He's averaging 36 pass attempts a game, so I would do the over on that. Especially with RJ Harvey, because the way he's running the ball, it doesn't look like he's going to do much. He averaged like 2.7 yards against the Commanders last week, who are awful against the run.
Yeah, the game that I think they just dominated Las Vegas, and they didn't need to pass the ball, correct?
I don't know. Was it?
Or was it a close? Did it come down
I think
to
it was a close game. Was it?
It was.
Like 10 to 6 or something?
Because I was like, he only threw the ball 28 times versus Las Vegas, which is like, one of the fewest amount of times he's had all year.
I think they had a lot of 3 and outs and punts that game.
Oh, yeah, because that's when the stat came out.
Yeah.
Well, that was the worst game of all time. That's right. You're totally right. That was not a blowout. That was a fucking close game, and it was terrible.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Then the stat came out that the Broncos lead the league in most 3 and outs.
And that was on a Thursday.
Yes.
All right. So expect better football on a Sunday, right? They're not playing on Thursday this time.
Yeah, it's on Sunday. I'm still kind of nervous about it, though.
So do we get Elite Bo Nix? I think he's going to poop a hammer, Jason, and that's what Vegas thinks as well.
Yeah, I think so, too.
All right, I'm going to stop sharing. Hey, that is the show. If you got some questions please ask them down below. Maybe we can apply some Vegas logic to it, some of our personal feelings, get those mixed together and see what happens, man. So hopefully we earned a thumbs up. Hopefully we earned a subscription, because that's exactly what the show needs, man. We're running out of time. Please help us. I'm begging you, man. Jason, please send us out.
Yeah, after watching this, hang around. Well, I mean, don't hang around, but be ready for our Friday episode live at 6 o'clock.
Making a
Q&A.
comeback.
What'd you say?
Making a comeback. It's been 2 weeks.
We're making a comeback, but we're already here putting sucker in fears.
Don't call it a comeback.
Oh, okay, there we go. And then after that episode, we're going to have another running back special. Well, not running back specials, my running back episodes. It can help you with your own personal tiebreakers. Make sure to catch that. I will talk to you guys in those videos. Deuces.
This is a Fantasy Red Zone, and we appreciate